Anyway, but speaking of Tobago, we are going to join in with some folks from Tobago, and we are speaking about a network that is exclusively for wives. Let's find out. With me this morning, it's Melissa Alexis James Guy, and she's the founder of Exclusively for Wives Support Group. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing this morning, Melissa?
I'm doing quite fine, and yourself?
Yeah, quite well, quite well. We are hoping for good weather in Trinidad, but we just saw the forecast, and Tobago seems to be going in the trajectory of good weather into the weekend. So that's good news for you all, but not so great news here. We may have a little bit of rain.
Yes, it's a beautiful day so far on our end.
That's good news. Now, Melissa, tell me about the Exclusively for Wives support group.
So Exclusively for Wives is a network of support for married women or engaged women, or even women who have been in a committed relationship and you're trying to balance your work, your life, while maintaining your individuality and committing yourself to a healthy home and a healthy relationship.
Now, women, women have so many responsibilities, and there are certain traditional roles that still prevail today. Like so many have the mindset that, okay, women have to take care of the family and raise kids and such. And, a lot is put on women's plates, even with those roles in mind, which I don't support. I think it should be joint, and, everything should be shared in the home. But many times in many homes, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, we see that women take on a lot, so they have to go and work, and they have to, ensure that family life is in order, and they have to even do their personal things as well. So how does this group seek to support women who have to take on so much?
Okay, so we provide a forum or a network for women to share in their experiences, for us to learn from each other, for us to inspire each other, and to just be encouraged. As a newlywed myself, a lot of persons would tell you beforehand that marriage is a huge responsibility and a lot of things change, but you really don't realize how true that statement is until you really do jump into the deep end. And I really wanted to provide a forum, because I believe that the same support that I myself am looking for, that there are a lot of women out there that are also looking for it. And when we would have sent out the clarion call for persons who might be interested in something of this nature, I really realized that this is something that women really need. There's so many support for persons in entrepreneurship. There's support for almost everything, but I was finding so much difficulty in finding support for or learning from persons who would have been through this before, or even might be on the same leg of the journey as I am. And I just decided to take a risk and launch this group. We launched last Sunday at Makara Restaurant. It took the form of a self-care workshop and brunch. And the feedback and the support was just really marvelous.
That's great news, and congratulations on your recent marriage as well. So you said that you had you met and you had brunch, and there were workshops and such. How else do you plan on supporting women in the future?
Okay, well, we will be taking on a bunch of different activities. This first activity was pretty much my idea, and what we would have decided is that amongst the community that we will have persons throw out what they would like to happen, and then we would try our best to see how well we could facilitate each other, because it's no one-man show. We try to reach everyone at whatever point they are at and whatever need they may have.
All right. Now, you said help them to meet needs and such. So I'm guessing the group isn't just focused on talk, but there would be certain things to give physical support as well. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. We have not really gotten too much into that, because we're still pretty much in the infancy stages. But the intention is to not just be a talk shop, but to also be able to provide physical support as well. So I can't give too much details on that as yet, to be honest.
Okay, understood.
Melissa, Rishi here. One part of the group is looking at helping women and in the entire relationship reduce the incidence of divorce and separation, right?
Yes.
How do you plan to do that?
Okay, well, I really believe that in marriages, we really need to learn how to respond to our situations more in wisdom and with less emotion. And I think that's something that we as women pretty much struggle with because we are honestly emotional creatures most times. And you can't gain wisdom unless you learn through experience. Now, we may not necessarily go through those experiences personally, but in the community, we hope to be able to share with each other experiences that we may have gone through and to be able to also get the lessons that would have been learned through that and to be able to take that into our own lives and tailor it to suit our own needs.
Because I'm thinking, are there, if people aren't married, but want to get married, but not sure if to get married, would your organization be interested in meeting and talking with those people as well? Because especially with young people these days, I don't know, for some reason, they like to rush into marriage.
Well, actually, at the brunch on Sunday, it was not only women who were married or engaged. Surprisingly, we had support from even young women who are just curious about it. They are themselves in relationships or committed relationships, and they really want to know if this marriage thing would be for them. So they came and they wanted to hear, from our own experiences as well too. So I realized that maybe that notwithstanding the name exclusively for wives, that persons who themselves may not be married, that they are finding value in what the organization offers.
All right, Melissa. Well, as a married woman now, what advice would you give to unmarried women who may be in committed relationships or who may be engaged right now, and they would just like some advice on the next steps?
Okay. I would say to them that it is not cliche when persons say that it is a huge responsibility. And do not set timelines for yourself. Some persons say, I need to be married before I turn 30, or you feel as if you're on a shelf somewhere if you're not married by a certain age. It's not a milestone, I think, that you would set according to age or any other sort of measure like that. It is something that you really have to be ready for, not only you, because a lot of times you have one party that's really ready to be married, but the other party isn't, and you tend to really force them into it. It would not work unless both persons are committed, unless both persons are dedicated to one another, and both parties really, really want and understand the importance and the responsibilities that marriage brings. There are some times that you're really going to feel as if you could choke this other person.
I understand,
but in a
right?
marriage, it's not as simple as in a relationship where you could just walk away.
That's
you
right.
Have to
and with
be
that,
able
unfortunately,
to be committed.
Melissa, sorry, I have to stick a pin in it there because we have to go to the top of the hour with the news at 7. Thank you for joining us this morning, and we're going to take the news in with